If the water didn't smell or have dead fish in it, I'd be in it now.
Is the red tide getting better or worse? The latest report and video of local waters, plus how the red tide bloom turned hundreds away, pushing back an annual area event. And getting your kids ready for the new school year, there's still time to save this weekend. Your Suncoast News starts right now.
You're watching ABC 7 News at 11.
Hello and welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Adam Cellini. Our top story tonight, the red tide woes. The toxic algae persisting on some of our local beaches, causing respiratory irritation and other discomfort. Take a look at this aerial footage shared with us by our friends at Sarasota Aerial Videography. You can see some of that discolored water stretching down the coastline. You could also see some beachgoers out there, but not nearly what you might expect this last weekend before school starts. The algae and dead marine life also turning away hundreds of visitors for an annual Sarasota event. ABC 7's Erica Jackson explains why Aquapalooza has been pushed back and what it means for the area near New Pass.
Hundreds of boaters plan to drop anchor in New Pass on Saturday for Aquapalooza. Now they'll wait another month for the annual party.
We love going to the beach and living a life by the water.
Tony Aarons and his fiancée Heather just moved to Siesta Key, where red tide is plaguing their paradise.
And we live on a canal and there's just dead fish flooding the canals every day, and it's just terrible.
Typically the water behind us is pretty nice. It's crystal blue, it's clear. It doesn't look anything like it looks today.
Knowing few would want to share the water with thousands of floating dead fish, Sarasota's MarineMax decided to reschedule Aquapalooza from Saturday to Labor Day weekend.
We kind of look at the reports from Mote Marine. We talked to a few people over there, and we decided that just for the overall safety and the smell and atmosphere, it probably makes sense to postpone the event.
It's really disappointing that something like this would stop an event from happening.
Jason Lefevre says Aquapalooza helps MarineMax showcase the nearby New Pass sandbar. But hosting event visitors coming from Clearwater, Naples, and Fort Myers during the massive red tide bloom may have the opposite effect.
We use this event really to celebrate Sarasota and have a good time.
Water conditions in Sarasota Bay showed improvements Saturday afternoon, with less dead sea life floating near the MarineMax dock. Still, Lefevre and others stand by their decision to reschedule, and boaters like Aarons agree.
If the water didn't smell or have dead fish in it, I'd be in it now.
Aquapalooza has been rescheduled for Labor Day weekend. MarineMax says it's expecting a bigger crowd since it will be held during the holiday, with about 500 boats anchored out here on September 1st. Reporting in Sarasota, Erica Jackson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, thank you very much, Erica. And our red tide misfortune has had quite the opposite effect on areas farther north. One example, a higher number of these no vacancy signs in Treasure Island, Florida. That's where staff at the Malloy Gulf Motel and Cottages say they have been getting calls all week from guests about red tide.
A lot of people have called saying they're from Sarasota or they were planning on going to Sarasota, asking about the red tide here. I told them nothing here.
I knew it was making people sick from seeing it on the news that Sarasota was a place to stay away from.
The latest report on red tide in our area was released by Mote Marine Laboratory this afternoon, and here are those findings. Manatee Beach and Coquina Beach are seeing thick red drift right now and moderate respiratory irritation, while Lido Key and Siesta Key are reporting intense respiratory irritation. Nokomis Beach and the North Jetty also seeing thick red drift and moderate irritation, while Venice Beach has some, and Minnesota Beach is only reporting slight irritation. ABC 7 has been out in front of this season's red tide crisis, covering the story from every angle, and you can log on to mysuncoast.com to access our catalog of coverage, including answers to your most frequently asked questions. Well, now to an incredible sight caught on camera. ABC 7 viewer Morgan Forehand sending us this video of lightning from Friday afternoon on I-75. Take a look at that. This is I-75 near University Parkway. You could see that lightning bolt striking the ground in a fantastic display from that dash cam. And for a check on our First Alert weather forecast, we're heading over to Steve Newman in for Wendy Ross tonight. Steve?
I had a lightning bolt come almost that close to me when I was driving down the highway several years ago. And boy, it gets your attention pretty quick. Fortunately, that didn't hit anybody or hurt anything. 95 the high this afternoon at Tampa, 92 at Fort Myers. Oh, temperatures a little warmer than normal for this time of year. Look at this, 93 at Mayaca City, 95 at Venice, and our high of 94 at Sarasota was actually 4 degrees warmer than normal for this time of year. We should be about 90. Last night's low pretty close to normal. It's been as cold as 66 back in 1971. Now that parade of thunderstorms has been moving offshore, and you probably heard the claps of thunder if you're in central Sarasota County. There's that storm move on, and the model that predicted this just nailed this particular storm. A lot of lightning with it, but it seems to be moving off of Siesta Key right now, and will continue to clear out as the night goes on. Here's our forecast showing that moving offshore after that, just mild offshore winds with no more rain after about midnight or 1 o'clock, but it's all going to fire up again tomorrow. I'll give you that forecast in a few minutes, Adam.
All right, thank you very much, Steve. Now to a desperate attempt to save a baby's life. A child was choking when a Florida police officer stepped in. ABC's Adrian Bankert shows us what he did that may have made all the difference.
The video's disturbing to watch, a baby choking on its food. 14-month-old Lucia was eating one of her favorite foods, chicken nuggets, when a bite got caught in her throat.
She was just looking at me scared. I just knew at that moment that she must be choking because she wasn't doing anything.
Anna Graham pulls her daughter from her stroller and turns her face down, pounding Lucia on the back, but it's not working. Palm Beach Gardens police officers Robert Ayala and Rafael Guadalupe were at the right place at the right time.
I remember feeling somebody approaching me from my side, and his presence was like so calm, and I was just like, thank God he's here.
Officer Ayala grabs the baby. He turns her face down and begins striking her on the back. He tries to clear the food from her mouth by hand. When that doesn't work, Ayala strikes harder, and the piece of food dislodges from Lucia's throat. And this photo says it all. The little girl whose life was spared, pictured with her family and the officers, all smiles. The city honored both officers, praising them for their heroic actions.
Well, bad news, more children under 5 years old in Florida die from drowning in pools than in any other state. According to the state fire marshal's office, there were 51 pool or hot tub related child deaths just last year. That's up more than 20% from 2016. Residential swimming pools do not have the same safety standards and regulations as commercial and hotel swimming pools. And this can be problematic since so many visitors to our state are now renting through companies like Airbnb and VRBO. And families often spend vacations in single-family homes rather than traditional hotels.
In the time it takes to put in a load of laundry, a child can drown. So it's something that we are pushing and trying to raise awareness on. Always supervise your kids. Don't take your eyes off the pool for a second.
Florida has the second highest number of residential swimming pools in the country. The state is working with vacation rental companies to better educate visitors about the potential dangers of staying in a house with a pool. Well, we are just 9 days away from the start of the new school year, and this is the weekend to stock up on those school supplies. The annual back-to-school sales tax holiday is happening right now and will run through Sunday at midnight. During that time, clothes, shoes, and accessories, $60 or less per item are tax-free. So are basic school supply items that are less than $15. We spoke to the owner of Sarasota school uniform store Children's World, who says that while this holiday is good for shoppers, it can be hard for the workers.
It used to be a full week with 2 weekends, so it was great because it was spread out and it wasn't near as crazy. Then for a few years they didn't do it at all, and then they brought it back, and pretty much since they brought it back, except for I believe 1 year, it's just been a weekend, and it just makes it so much harder because everybody's trying to take advantage of the tax savings in a very compressed amount of time.
Students and their parents getting ready to go back to school got a chance to attend a free health fair today hosted by the Bradenton Dream Center. Every child that attended got a free lunch, backpack, and health screenings, and mom and dad were not left out. Parents attending this free health workshop also learned about how to keep their child safe and what local resources are available. The city of Northport is narrowing down possibilities on what to name a future playground for those with disabilities, and they are now asking for your help. The playground is currently under construction at the Garden of the Five Senses off Pan American Boulevard. It's expected to be completed sometime in November. Officials have narrowed down the choices of names to over 100 left, and they are now asking for you to choose and cast your vote. Some of those names include Merry-Go-Round, Free to Be Me, Owl Feather Park, and King Park. A link to where you can vote is now up on our website, mysuncoast.com. Well, still to come here on ABC 7, President Trump versus basketball superstar LeBron James, the war of words. Plus, a local woman receives a national honor for her dedication to helping disabled veterans.
Hi, I'm Janelle Hale, founder and CEO of the National Breast Cancer Foundation. No one should face breast cancer alone. When I was diagnosed 36 years ago, there was no internet, and I had to make a decision with little information. Early detection saved my life. It could save yours too. To learn what every woman needs to know about breast cancer, visit nbcf.org/hope.
According to a new survey by U.S. News & World Report, 3 of Alabama's top 4 hotels and resorts are part of the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail Resort Collection. The Grand Hotel Marriott Resort in Point Clear, the Battle House Renaissance Mobile Hotel and Spa, and the Renaissance Birmingham Ross Bridge Golf Resort and Spa. Hey, we didn't invent Southern hospitality, we just offer more of it. Visit rtjgolf.com/resorts to find out more.
So you've decided to go to college. That's cool. So pop quiz. Which is a better way to earn your degree? Commute to college and fill your gas tank, get stuck in traffic, drive in bad weather, try to find a parking space, walk a half-mile to class, or learn online at Independence University. In the park on a bench, on the beach on a towel, or on your couch with your kid. Your campus is wherever you want it to be. You don't go to college. College goes to you. That's independence. That's Independence University. You schedule classes around your schedule, and all your supplies, including a brand new laptop and tablet, are included with tuition. At Independence U, you'll learn from professional instructors with real work experience. You'll get personal support in school and employment assistance when you graduate. Get your degree, but keep your life. That's independence. That's Independence University. So if you're really smart, you'd call now.
Call 1-800-965-2704.
Independence U, for an independent you.
Call 1-800-965-2704.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call. TruStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
And even if you're on a fixed income, prices fit your budget, starting at less than 32 cents a day. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease. And with no medical tests or health questions, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Call 1-800-842-7189. Now, for a free, no-obligation quote, TruStage offers plans to fit your budget. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage. Call 1-800-842-7189 now.
ABC 7, the Suncoast's official Florida lottery station.
President Trump keeping his promise to campaign for fellow Republicans, stopping in Ohio this evening ahead of Tuesday's special election for an open congressional seat. As ABC's Elizabeth Hur reports, the president in the Buckeye State less than 24 hours after denouncing arguably Ohio's favorite native son, basketball superstar LeBron James.
President Trump hitting all the usual notes, rousing his base in Columbus, Ohio.
America is winning again. We're building that wall.
Strikingly absent from the president's remarks, his war of words with basketball superstar LeBron James. Less than 24 hours before taking the stage, the president tweeting, LeBron James was just interviewed by the dumbest man on television, Don Lemon. He made LeBron look smart, which isn't easy to do. The president adding, I like Mike, an apparent reference to Michael Jordan. Earlier this week, James spoke with CNN's Don Lemon about a school for at-risk children he is opening in his hometown of Akron. In the interview, James accused the president of using sports to drive people apart.
He's kind of used sport to kind of divide us, and that's something that I can't relate to. Sports has never been something that divides people. It's always been something that brings someone together.
And CNN's Lemon firing back, criticizing the president's immigration policy, tweeting, "Who's the real dummy? A man who puts kids in classrooms or one who puts kids in cages?" He added, hashtag Be Best, a reference to the First Lady's anti-bullying campaign. Melania Trump speaking out, her communications director issuing a statement praising James, saying, "It looks like LeBron James is working to do good things on behalf of our next generation," and that the First Lady would be open to visiting the I Promise School in Akron. Elizabeth Herr, ABC News, New York.
Well, back here on the Sun Coast, making a difference in the lives of veterans and their families. That's Venice woman Mary Lee Coulter, who was honored today for her work with the Disabled American Veteran Auxiliary, given the National Outstanding Member of the Year award. She is the only person in the country who will be receiving this award.
That's how I felt. Stunned disbelief, because I know there are so many people out there working so hard for our veterans, and I'm just one little pea in the pod. We're all proud of everybody here, and everybody has a part of it. Nobody does it alone. You know, it does take a village.
Coulter says she decided to help veterans in part because her father was in the Army in World War II. She says she believes he would be very proud of her today. The greatest generation fighting in World War II for us, and it's always the people that help other people that talk like that. They're like, I don't want any praise, I don't want any thanks.
And we're proud of you too. It's
Absolutely.
Great work. Oh, you heard the thunder and lightning just shaking the whole building about an hour ago.
Right, yeah.
It's moving out in the Gulf, but it's a pattern that we've seen for the last 2 or 3 days, and we can see that pattern on our view from the time lapse, looking from the Van Wezel Performing Arts Center. That's a Van Wezel cam. Partly cloudy skies. There's one shower about 4 or 5 o'clock, and then we've had some more clouds. And look what happens right at sunset. Got some notes from viewers. Look how red the sky got right about 8:30 after the sun set down, and then it kind of cleared out a little bit and didn't look quite as red after the sun went down. Currently at the airport, it is 80 degrees, shower in the area according to the weather observation there, 75. The dew point is back up, getting a little humid. It was down to 65 degrees during the early show. And this is the pattern we've got. We've got this strong easterly flow coming across the state, blossoming into afternoon thunder showers. The latest development, you see all this explosive development once you get out in the Gulf? What's happening, the Gulf water temperature is about 90, so after being robbed of moisture coming across the state, these storms are getting out over the Gulf and just blossoming with a lot of lightning and thunder. But we're also getting a few drops of rain and claps of thunder around our area. But this last one is going off of Siesta Key, southern Endolito, out into the Gulf, and I think that will be it for us. You can see upstream, it's beginning to dry out, but this is a pattern that'll fire up again tomorrow. And it's all being caused by that Bermuda high having drifted so far northward in the Atlantic that the winds are now directly east to west across the state. It's also allowed the Atlantic coast to dry out after a very wet period, and a stormy period too for some folks. Highs this afternoon, 84 at New York City, 90 at Toronto, 96 at Chicago, 90 at Salt Lake City, 112 this afternoon in Phoenix. Death Valley topped off at 119 for the nation's hottest. Remains quiet in the Atlantic for the most part. These easterly waves are African easterly waves moving out there, but nothing becomes of them. It's not likely to become anything over the next several weeks. We are keeping an eye on the Caribbean, Gulf of Mexico, and Western Atlantic. Right now, it all remains calm, but we do have a Category 4 hurricane in the Pacific. This is Hurricane Nestor. It'll come up in a second. I've only been looking at it for a couple of days, but you can see there we go, Hector, thank you very much. It has maximum sustained winds of 130 miles per hour. Now earlier I thought it might clip the southern part of Hawaii, but the latest forecast from the National Hurricane Center shows that it's going to be weakening a little bit and pass well to the south of the Big Island, where that volcano is still, Kilauea is still spewing out lava on the south side. So it's going to be a mixed bag for them, maybe some rain on the south shore of Hawaii. But for us, this pattern that we are in with that strong flow from the Atlantic continues. Tomorrow afternoon, Sunday, we'll have those showers up and down the Gulf Coast again, and then they die down as the heat of the day goes down. And then again, fires up again on Monday afternoon. We have that same pattern until tomorrow evening. It slowly dies down. If you get out to the water tomorrow, get out in the open Gulf. It's great. Cool off out there with easterly winds in the morning, northerly in the afternoon, seas 2 feet. Bay and inland waters a light chop, and 90 degrees will be the beach temperature, water temperature 91. Here's your forecast for the next 7 days. It shows you we have 30% chance of showers and thunder showers right on through Tuesday. It goes up to about 40% on Wednesday and Thursday. Next weekend may have a better chance of rain. But the strong easterly flow we've got bringing this regular pattern of late afternoon and evening showers is locked in at least for the next 3 or 4 days. That's your weather.
Now, sports.
Saturday's matchup between the Rays and White Sox at Tropicana Field was a homecoming in more ways than one. The team welcoming back members of the 2008 American League Championship roster, former infielders Akinora Iwamura and Jason Bartlett combining for the ceremonial first pitch. And as for the real pitching, it was Blake Snell back on the mound from shoulder fatigue, his first start since July 12th, and getting some help from his defense in the second inning. Willie Adames with that relay throw home nails Matt Davidson at the plate. Snell would give up one run through 4 innings, but Adames getting the Rays their first run by legging out that infield single. Funny moment in the 6th inning, Carlos Gomez hit by the pitch and he goes down, selling it to the ump and his dugout. Shades of the FIFA World Cup there a little bit. Tied at 1 in the 9th, Lueri Garcia lays down a sac bunt. Matt Duffy throws it away. A run scores, and that would be the winning run. Rays lose their 2nd straight game to the White Sox. The Pro Football Hall of Fame added 8 new members today, but only 7 were in Canton, Ohio. Terrell Owens choosing to skip that Hall of Fame ceremony, spending it instead at his alma mater, the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga. Owens had announced long ago that he would not be giving an induction speech at the Hall of Fame like the others before him, and there were reports that he was upset he wasn't a first ballot inductee, but as he explained today, it's more complicated.
These writers disregarded the system, the criteria, and bylaws in which guys are inducted, and ultimately the true meaning of the Hall of Fame and what it represents. I wanted to take a stand so the next guy coming after me will not have to go through what I and others have gone through.
This was Owens' 3rd attempt at the Hall of Fame. He has franchise receiving records with 5 different NFL teams and is the only NFL receiver to score a touchdown against all 32 NFL teams. That's a look at sports. Your winning lotto numbers are straight ahead. Stay with us.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
Did you know that a dirty CPAP system could make you sick? If you knew what could be growing in your mask and hose, it would keep you up at night. Now, SoClean.com has released the world's first automated hands-free CPAP cleaner and sanitizer. With its patented design, SoClean is fast, effective, and hands-free, killing 99.9% of all CPAP germs and bacteria. Try SoClean now through this special TV offer, risk-free for 30 days. Just call 800-604-0398.
The SoClean works, and it's a really effective product, and I couldn't believe how easy it was to use.
SoClean works on all popular CPAP machines and masks, destroying CPAP germs and bacteria without the daily hassle of washing your system by hand. Just place your mask in, close the lid, and walk away. Voila! Sanitized and ready to use. Try SoClean risk-free for 30 days. This is a limited-time offer. Call now, 800-604-0398. Or visit SoClean.com today.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to mesobook.com.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. The Florida Lottery winning numbers are sponsored by Frontier Fios.
Well, now to some tense moments for visitors at a Mexico zoo, all caught on camera. Take a look here as a rhinoceros chases and rams into a small SUV with its horn as guests try to drive away, only for that rhino to follow it, chasing that vehicle as zoo staff tries to chase after it, control it, distract that animal. As to why that group was so close to a rhinoceros, well, some of the appeal of this particular park is that families can tour it in their cars as those animals roam freely. So I hope you enjoyed the experience.
Yeah, they must have done something.
That's what you get.
Get that rhino. I don't know what it was. Take a quick look at radar if we have a chance. Those storms are moving offshore. The last bit of rain is leaving Siesta Key, and it won't be back tonight.
Excellent. All right, well, we will be back tomorrow at 6:30, and we'll have your full weather report again